Welcome back to what I think is officially season 2 of the Ravens Roundup.
Yes.
We made it to the second season officially. We had a good birthday up under us. We're a good year older. We got everybody here with the exception of Mike. So shout out to Mike, man. You know, get well soon. You'll be back in the fold. You got approved. Well, I approved PTO. Yeah,
approved PTO.
Y'all approved PTO for Mike.
Yes, of course. Here. Yeah,
okay, cool. So get well soon, Mike. And if you don't know, Mike is OTR Mike. His information will be in the description by the time this video is over. I always forget to do it on the front up, but I will do it by the time we close about this thing. His information will be there. So with that being said, the crew's out here with the exception of Mike. And how was y'all good weekend of football? How was it?
Hey, well, my side of LBHT, we had a win, so I feel okay. Took a lot of injuries to get that win, but on the week 2, I guess.
Yeah, I loved it. I was happy to be back. Bad football was good football for me. With so much time off, so it was good to finally see everything, see all the players that are drafted, all the new free agents, new coordinators, and all of that stuff. It was fun to just see everybody on the new teams and just see how this season's gonna go. So it was fun watching it for the first Sunday.
Yeah, for me it was just elation that football is actually back. Got to sit back, watch it. We got Monday night going on right now. Next week we got 2 Monday night games. I don't know if y'all knew this because I didn't know.
I did. I do know they normally do 2. The first one. Yeah. So what was it? We got a backstory behind that, or they just gave us 2?
They just gave us 2. We got the Panthers and the Saints, and we got somebody else after them. Can't remember who, but it's 2. It's 2 games. So I'm just excited football's back. And we're 1-0.
So B, I got a question for you. I got 2 questions for you.
His game is at 7:15.
First, how was your weekend?
Oh snap!
No comment.
Okay. Second, do I need to put your PTO in for Monday?
Oh yeah, no, I won't be here on Monday. It's a must-win game for Carolina already. Week 2, so got support.
Second game is Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Very
well. You know what? But what I saw Myles Garrett doing today on the video I put out,
arrogant.
That you see the title I put on there,
crossover.
I had to put minutes to the side on there because he was wrecking stuff up there. So it is what it is. Hendo, I know you got 2 wins this weekend. I also got 2 wins, so high five, Hendo. Canes got a win. Florida State got a win. You guys got a college team. We don't really talk about much college football on here.
Damn, I'm a Hurricanes fan, man. Jeez.
I didn't know that, B.
Yeah. He talked about
that. B.
I talk about the turf when you do something.
I don't know if you probably couldn't see that. Yeah. I had to rep for the U today.
I was actually watching that game, Coach. That was pretty.
Did you say the Pew?
No, we did not. Enjoy your little time right here because it won't be long lived. Make your run this year.
Who talking?
Talking to you, Hendo.
Oh yeah,
run this year.
You ain't making no damn run.
Make you run this year.
You thought because you did something with Texas A&M.
Oh. No.
my favorite game.
I don't think we back yet.
Every time he taught Florida State, just ask him who's the last good player to come out of Florida State. He shuts up real quick.
Who's the last good player to come out of Florida State?
Man, there's so many of them we ain't even got to discuss. We're here to talk to Ravens.
Derwin James.
All right, so let's kind
You
of
said
get on
Dalvin Cook.
into it. Huh?
You said Dalvin Cook, what?
That's been a minute. That's been a minute.
They're gonna have some this year.
It's one of many. One of many.
Appreciate the two, Marco.
That's right. That's right, Malik. Jalen Ramsey.
Before we get started,
Jameis
let's give a few shout outs before we get started. We're gonna get started in just a second. Let me go up to the top up here. We got Matt D. Appreciate you for coming through. Brandon Bazell, B2, Living Big with Big Reg. Both Brandon and Living Big with Big Reg, they kind of got a I want to say a show where they kind of do it together. Sometimes it's on Brandon channel, sometimes it's on Reg's channel. So go check them brothers out.
Keep the people guessing.
go check them out.
A traveling show.
Right. Shout out to Jared. Jared got his own channel that talks about I think it's right there, Southern Baller Show. Talk about HBCU football in the South and just different sports in the southeastern part of the U.S. Let's see who else we got in here. Got myself, the Stream Labs, Naughty Boy, Kevin Spencer, Malik, Cap, Brent, Will G, appreciate it. Rave Kingdom. Hey, Rave Kingdom been passionate these past couple of days, man. If y'all ain't heard the call-in show, the offense had Rave upset.
Yeah.
Upset. But shout out to Marco G. He says our O-line better hold up with Ronnie and Tyler out. We'll see. We're going to get to all that in just a second. We're going to see in just a second. Oh, I see y'all figured out how to do the duel, huh? I knew Brandon was gonna figure it out. Y'all can go ahead and play that in the comment section while we do
what's duel?
It's a little game that goes with the Streamlabs with in my chat box. And if you do like exclamation point duel, and somebody got accepted and it's lit back and forth deal.
Oh, okay.
So I don't really know I know I got it on. I haven't played it because every time I have it on, I'm doing the show, so I ain't really in the chat box.
Right.
But it's on for people to be engaged, and that's how we get points. You can check your points. You can do exclamation points to check your points on the channel. Being live, being here gets you points. Commenting gets you points. Obviously, donating gets you points. Buying merch gets you points. Answering questions during the watch parties at the trivia questions on the first, second, and third quarter gets you points. I give points out every time we get to a 25 likes, 50 likes, 75 likes, or 100 likes. So it's on y'all chat box.
We get 25 of the day. Is that one? Does that get you points too?
Say it again.
The Jane Doe comment of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
That does too. Yep. But I ain't mentioned that because that's on normally on the West column. But the Jane Doe comment of the day does get you points. So chat box, this is on y'all while we talking about the Ravens and whatnot, and a little bit of Panthers. It's up to y'all to let me know when we get to 25 likes, 50 likes, 75 likes, 100 likes. Because that's when I can slide over to my right and put y'all points in. But if y'all don't tell me, I don't know.
We hit 25, so
we already hit 25. So let's go ahead. But I get us started talking about the team. Then I go over here and put the likes in. All right, so we'll do it like that. So let's start. Who you want to start with? I got the banners up here.
Oh, before we start.
Oh, right.
Cheers.
Check it out.
Hold on, let me switch hands because I got
one of these exclamation point store. I'll send you to my store.
One for Mikey.
There we go. I had the challenge yesterday during the game. I got the coffee cup today.
Extra toast for a victory.
Salute.
For a victory.
Definitely. Hey, let me see. I drink. Anybody else on here drink?
Drink what?
Water.
What I was going to say is we can on Mondays, because all of us got a shot glass. And even if you drink water, put water in your glass. So so next Monday, the shot glasses we had from the meetup.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you got one, bring it, and we'll take a shot. If we win, we'll take a shot. Now, if you don't drink, just take a shot of water. But if you do,
I'll put some soda in there.
If you do drink, have your drink ready. So next Monday, when we win and we come in for the roundup, everybody has shot glasses ready, and we're gonna toast it. All right.
Good.
All right.
That's the deal. That's the deal.
That's good.
But let's start with these DBs. Let's start on the back end. Ravens DBs, how you feel about their play this week?
Okay. Like, obviously they weren't 100%. Rocky didn't even play that many snaps, so I'm guessing they're still working him back slowly. Marlowe didn't play at all. Obviously, we know Marcus Williams got hurt. But overall, I mean, for who was out there, I I can't knock him too much. You know, I mean, well, what's the shaking the head for, Hendo? You didn't.
No.
Didn't
Oh no. Somebody said Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles.
No.
Is that confirmed, Killer Cam, or you assuming? Let us know.
He went out early though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
He went out like the second play of the game.
The last thing I saw just said that his X-rays were negative.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the DBs, like I said, for who was out there, I can't. You got grit on the curb a little bit. I can't be too harsh on them. You know, I mean, we didn't give up a touchdown, so you know, I can't judge them too harshly. They did it all right.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. They didn't do too bad, but I am gonna throw a little bit towards Brandon Stevens. I think he does a little bit too much celebrating for somebody that goes out there and gives up play after play after play. Like, just do it, bro. Like, stop up there dancing and celebrating, then you give up 6 passes in a row. But
no, I'm in the end zone.
No, I'm in the end zone. That's right.
You're right. You're right.
This game, none of them were in the end zone because he really didn't have anybody that he needed to guard, except for Woods was getting him the business though. I ain't gonna.
Who did he hit? He had a nasty hit on somebody.
He had two.
He had two.
He had two where he was smacking folks, but then when he had to cover somebody, hey,
dude had 11 tackles. That tells you,
right?
Yeah,
I hear there's an opening at safety, so that might be his spot.
I heard that's what he was supposed to be playing this year anyway.
I thought he was a running back.
Damn. I just want
open in there too, right?
I just want him to play one position. Leave him in one spot. That's all I want them to do. Let him either flourish or die in one position. Stop moving him around.
Yeah.
Right. It got to be tough on him to be a corner. Then something happen. Okay, we got to move you back to safety. Okay, our safety come back. Now we got to move you back to corner. Okay, now you the fourth corner. Okay, now we get 2 injuries. Now you in the game. It got to be frustrating to. I mean, I know you're a football player, but still, you want to get somewhere you want to be comfortable.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough experience at cornerback from college to be being moved around.
So it's. I think it's part his fault, part not his fault. But I want him to get somewhere, like you said, get a position, and be that position. Go ahead and hone your craft at that one position, and stop moving that dude around. Cause you notice like Rod ain't play safety until he was completely through with corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I think Charles Woodson eventually moved to safety, and he ain't moved to safety until he was completely done with corner. So
right.
if he gonna be one, let's let him be one, and not. Even though I'm gonna talk about him later because he was on my what's that stock down list earlier today, but I want the best for him, and I don't think we put him in the best position.
True.
So we'll see. B, what you how much of our game did you get to see? Because they were on at the same time.
I saw a good bit of it. I mean, I didn't get to see every play because I was flipping back and forth with the but I didn't think that they were particularly good. I don't. But they were playing a rookie quarterback with mainly rookie receivers, and a brand new tight end, new number 1 in Robert Woods, and they only got the 9 points, so. I mean, good enough, I guess. They gave 240 yards, I think it was. So, a good enough day. Probably not going to be good enough next week. But it's nice to get a little confidence boost this week going into that one, though.
Most definitely.
Yeah, for me, I thought like B said, I thought they just did what they needed to do. Like it wasn't anything spectacular. They weren't locking anybody down, but they didn't give up big plays or anything like that. They tackled really well, which was encouraging because if you can't cover and you can't tackle, that's a problem. So at least you can do one right. So their tackling was pretty impressive, and with the prospects of maybe Marlowe being able to play next week, maybe Rock Ya-Sin working his way back in, it kind of looks more like a real NFL cornerback room. With those guys coming back in, so hopefully Marlowe can play because it's going. I understand, Joe Burrow threw for like 2 yards yesterday, but those boys are going to want to come out firing. So it's going to have to be all hands on deck in the secondary.
Yeah, and Malik said, "Shout out to Darby." I was really going
Florida State.
That's the last good player to come out of Florida State.
Nah. We just let you know who's bringing in the Saints team.
Because he ain't good. Or?
No, that is not what I was about to say. I was about to say I was impressed with his tackling. When I watched the film on him, when I did go back and watch on him, his tackling is what stood out to me. He's an okay cover guy, but he made a lot of open field tackles that I like that part about him. You know, like Chris said, if you can't cover, you better be able to tackle.
We're all impressed with Ronald for 3 games a year.
We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, the opposite for him. Yeah. Hopefully, go ahead, Hendo.
I was just gonna say, you talk about players to be proud of. I am so proud of Hayden Hurst being Bryce Young's #1 target down there in Carolina, the best player on offense outside the quarterback. Shout out Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, better than your tight end, unfortunately.
Tight ends.
From what I saw, Isaiah got 1 catch on the second play of the game, and then he went home.
He said, "That's it. I'm done." All right. Not so big of a shout out to Hayden Hurst for not giving Bryce Young his first touchdown ball.
They got it back.
Just awareness on 0. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, man, at that age, it's hard to remember things.
Hayden Hurst, what, pushing 36?
Something like that. They drafted him at 31 years old. So.
All right, let's move on to the linebackers. Let's talk about the linebackers. And this is main. So basically, we're talking about Roquan and
Patrick Queen.
And Pat Queen. We're talking about the other guys. So I'm just saying, because some people consider the outside linebackers too, but I consider them D-line.
Right.
So we talking about
everybody put together.
Roquan and Pat Queen. What you think about their play?
They were outstanding as expected.
Yeah.
Roquan was doing that Luke Kuechly thing where, hey, I'll stand near you and get another tackle. Patrick Queen was out there making plays because now he's in that position that he should be in next to the man. Kind of takes the pressure off of him, allows him to go out there and be a little more free and like I said, play without that pressure. Now he's really rising to the occasion in that role. I thought they were great.
No, I agree. Yeah, A++ for them, man. But this is exactly what we were talking about before the season started. Roquan's going to have to be that guy to really bring it all together. While we have these questions in the secondary, Roquan's paid to be that playmaker, and I mean he's showing you he'll go out there. He's all over the field. He's doing what he needs to do to make sure that defense holds up their end of the deal. They did it this week. Let's see if they can do it again next week.
Yeah, I thought they played phenomenally. Both had sacks. They were all over the field. I thought Roquan, especially, he brought a different type of energy to that defense, and you could see it through the TV, like just the way that he was so amped up, and you could see it kind of reverberate around the whole defense. So that's exactly what you want from your star middle linebacker. You want him to have that kind of impact on the field, emotionally, in every facet of the game. So and then Patrick Queen too, I thought he played well. I think he'll probably be one of the leaders in sacks, because I just think him being able to rush up the gaps and his timing on those plays, I think that's what he does best as a football player. And the way that they scheme him up and just the way that he times things up, I think he's going to have a big season.
One of the leaders for the Ravens?
Yeah, one of the leaders for the Ravens, sack leaders.
Okay. Yeah.
As far as me with the I think they played outstanding. Was 37 tackles between the two, a sack apiece. I think Queen had a pass defender and Roquan had a TFL.
Yeah, pass defense early in the game. I thought it was going to be a turnover.
Mm-hmm. So they played outstanding. Those two. If we can get that 17 games, ain't much you can say about. It's really gonna be a 1A and a 1B if they play like that for 17 games between them and Fred Warner and Greenlaw. Because them two guys ain't slack yesterday either. So I tell you who's not in the conversation no more. Them two darn linebackers from the Bears.
We knew that.
Who's on the Bears now?
T.J. Edwards and Tremaine
Edmonds.
Edwards and Edmonds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that they ain't in the conversation. At least not right now. But everybody hit linebacker. Oh, I keep waiting for that extra voice, waiting on Mike.
Waiting for Mikey.
Oh man.
So next up, let's just slide on down to the D line. And the D line, this includes Travis Jones and them, and the O's, and we're gonna add Malik Harrison too because Malik played edge. I think Malik started at edge, so we can talk about all of them.
Malik started
at edge, yeah. He started opposite of Owe.
I didn't even notice that.
Yep.
Because Owe was shining so bright.
Like a diamond.
Owe did well.
Like a diamond.
I'm giving this group an A as well. I'm giving this group an A as well, man. Like they did. I don't know if the tape showed this, but for my eyes, they did really well in the run game. They shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
Any time like they were trying to, or they're trying to make a 1 yard push for a first down, we stuffed it. Yep. So that really stood out to me.
72 rushing yards total.
Yeah. For a team that wasn't going to try to pass the ball a whole lot, they wanted to lean on the run. We shut that down, and had a lot of pressure on CJ Stroud that game. A lot of sacks, which we could have had a few more, but like I said, that's nitpicking. Overall, they did a great job.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna give him a B-, and that's because of Malik Harrison. They applied a little bit of pressure. They stopped the run, but Matabike 2 penalties. Travis Jones, first round Travis Jones, a penalty, stupid, kept drives alive. Like they just didn't play. And I understand it's the first game. The cohesiveness is not there. They just getting acclimated because none of the starters played. But I think with as poor as an offensive line Houston had, they could have done a little bit better.
I agree with that. I thought they played a good game, but I thought there was more there on the bone, like what Jose was saying. Like they did well, they did their thing. I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous about Owe because we hadn't seen him. No preseason snaps, so I was impressed with what I saw from him. He was playing fast, he was playing physical. He didn't look like he was thinking at all. I saw some counter moves when his initial move was stopped, and he was doing most of it against Laramie Tunsil.
Yep.
So I was very impressed with his game. Ojabo even got his little strip sack in there, and then the big boys up front. I think having Michael Pierce in there, that's going to be huge because he's going to be able to clog up so many lanes and occupy so many blockers that it's just going to free up everybody else like Matabike and Washington. So kudos to those dudes because I thought they played a hell of a game.
Right. I'm with you. If Matabike and Washington and Travis Jones and Pierce, if they don't have to have no tackles, but if they command double teams, Roquan and PQ could have 7,500 tackles a game.
And also I forgot to mention Clowney too. I thought Clowney played well. He should have had a sack. That's his fault. But I thought he played well as well. Well too.
Yeah, I agree.
Tendo, you win?
Yeah, I'm a second. But I'm gonna say this. Let me say this. Look, since I did not speak on the linebacker situation, let me give a shout out to Patrick Queen and Odafe Owe. They had outstanding games.
And Ojabo.
He did that against the dude that came in on his first goddamn play of the season. No.
Did he not have a strip sack?
Well, you all did it against the Texans. So, I mean, what are we doing?
All right. Ojabo gets half a credit. Because that's the only thing he did a damn
That's
game.
why we call you hating ass Hendo, man.
Didn't I just give a shit?
He had a sack and a forced fumble. Those are two things.
So let's see what he had. We talking about Ojabo, right?
Yeah.
He had 3 quarterback hit. No, that's no way. Ojabo had a quarterback hit, a sack, and 3 tackles, and a forced fumble.
All in one play.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
He didn't get 3 tackles on one play, Hendo.
All on one play.
And then Owe had 3 quarterback hits, and 3 tackles, and according to PFF, he had 7 pressures. I think
yes, he did. I think he had more. I think Owe actually had more pressures because he was back there all game long.
Yeah, I was I mean, I don't want to say I was impressed, but I like him being able to move better. Like he looks like he can move kind of back to his rookie. He wasn't as robotic, and that's why I had him on my stock rising list and not because he got a bunch of numbers, because he looks fluid again.
Right.
He don't look like RoboCop out there.
And he added a spin move.
Right. Like Chris said, it was a stunt, and he went off the butt of a stunt, and they picked it up. The Texans picked it up and blocked him. So as soon as the guy put his hands on him, he spent on him. So he did the dip. The dip didn't work, and then he got blocked. I'm like, hold on, he trying to have counters. I mean, it didn't work, but at least he is on his brain to do it, and he ain't just trying to bull rush everybody like he used to do.
And then they're moving him all around too. Mike, before a little bit earlier today, he sent me a video. Mike Crawford sent me a video of him rushing over the center, and I was like, "Ooh, I didn't see that on the live. I didn't see that one on the live game." I'll be interested to see that on the All 22.
Yeah, I hadn't watched the defense yet. I'm gonna watch the defense tomorrow on the Patreon. I did the offense for the Patreon today. I'm gonna watch the entire defense tomorrow. So that'll be what I do tomorrow, especially when I can see what number 21 was giving up, because it just felt like whenever they needed the catch, throw at Brandon Stevens. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. Miss anybody on D line? Everybody hit that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So before we go to our offense, and I didn't get a chance, I saw highlights. B, defensively, how'd you guys look?
Carolina, well, I think they looked pretty good. You know, Brian Burns was great. Derek Brown was great. You know, they I don't know if you want to give this credit to the Panthers defense or to Desmond Ridder, but they completely shut out Drake London. But you know, I mean, they gave up their share of plays. The Falcons have some really explosive playmakers on that offense. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Bijan Robinson made a few guys look pretty foolish on his touchdown run or catch. I guess it was a catch. Yeah. Overall, though, I think the defense did pretty well. They didn't get anything at all from the offense.
4 sacks, 5 QB hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TFLs and a forced fumble. Mm-hmm. So that ain't bad. But like you said, they ain't getting them for the offense. All that don't matter.
Burns was out there looking like a superstar trying to get that contract. Derek Brown as well. It's just. Yeah, they got no help at all, and they do have some issues on the back end as well. And J.C. Horn got hurt in this game. Haven't even given an update as to how severe that injury is. He hurt his hamstring, so we'll see there. But
how did Icky look yesterday?
You know, the O-line was surprisingly good.
Did the other guy start next to him? The one that played with him in college?
He starts at right guard. He started at right guard.
Okay. See, I wasn't surprised.
Christensen next to him.
I wasn't surprised. I told you I didn't think they're going to play that bad once the season started.
Well, look, I mean, they weren't great. I'm just saying, like they weren't terrible or anything.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The team, in my opinion, the team you saw yesterday won't be the team you see at Thanksgiving.
No, I don't think so. You know, either. But you know, I'm not real big on the Falcons pass rushers either. So we'll see. You know, a little more next week when they're playing New Orleans. But I agree. Like they're starting out a bit slow. They got to get some things taken care of on offense. They got to find some guys who can get open and make plays in the pass game. But I think by the end of the season, they're going to look much better than they looked week 1.
Gotcha. So let's slide to the offensive side for the Ravens. We'll start with Lamar. Ravens QBs. What y'all think about Lamar's play from Sunday?
I'm gonna go ahead and give Lamar an D-.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A D.
He was pretty poor, made bad decisions, was really careless with the ball. The only reason it's not an F is because he made plays with his legs. But yeah, it was not a good performance by any stretch.
I think he did better much better in the second half. All his mistakes came early, I would say. Well, other than the fumble, that fumble I put on him, like you said, Coach. That's not Justice Hill. Justice Hill doing what he need to do. Mm-hmm. He got to hold on to the ball. But second half was better. He was a little bit more locked in. a little bit more comfortable. But overall, you gotta give him a D. He had 2 turnovers in that game, no touchdowns.
He had his numbers were 17 for 22. Hold on, I get to that donation in just a minute. Somebody said 12 for Tupac. I don't know if y'all can hear that. See, it read out loud in my ear. That's why I know what it said. But I get to it in just a minute. So that's probably Brandon. But I'm gonna check it in a minute. Lamar, he was 17 for 22, 77% completion rate, 169 yards. Sacked 4 times, minus 14 yards, 1 interception, and 2 fumbles that I know of. One we lost, and one we didn't lose. I think Zeitler recovered one of them, and then the other one we lost. So, and what Jose mentioned earlier was I got a short out there showing a lot of people was on Justice Hill head saying he knocked the ball out Lamar's hands. He didn't. It's the proof is in the pudding. He didn't. The ball was already coming out. So. Let Justice Hill let him live. Let him live, people. Let him live. But go ahead. What you think about Lamar's play?
Yeah, so I agree with them. I give him a D. All of it to me was not on him because we'll get into the offensive line play. The most disappointing part for me with Lamar is he's in year 6 now, and his mechanics are still bad. The interception he's throwing off his back foot, falling away. He should know better. Like, these are the things that should have been worked on in years past. I know he's going to get better, but just for this game, I just don't think that he played well early on.
Yeah, I agree with that. Everything everyone's saying, I agree because, I mean, even he said it after the game that he's rusty, and it showed. It just looked like everything was going a million miles per hour for him, and I mean, for the most part, him and the offensive line, everything just looked fast for them, and I think he did settle down in the second half, and that's where you saw some really nice throws. He had some nice throws to Zay. He had a really nice throw to Odell, and I think that's where you saw him kind of get comfortable and hit his stride a little bit in that second half, and you saw the Lamar that we know that's able to make those intermediate throws and also scramble out the pocket when he needs to. So I think he left the game on a good note with the way that he played in the second half. I just hope that he can continue to build off of that because that first half was just dreadful. It was Joe Burrow-esque.
As for me, this is what I saw out of it. I still see a guy that's trying to take the deep shot. There's one play in particular where they had like a smash concept on, and so it was between, I think it was, I want to say it was, I can't remember who the short guy was, but Zay was running the corner. So, and if you know, well, y'all know about football, but so the corner saw the short route, and he also saw Zay running the corner route. So he decides to take the deep route, and so the safety and the corner are going to Zay, and whoever's running that short route is open. He just got to hit him. But he just kept looking for the deep ball, which then in time, with our O-line play being so bad, he ain't had time to get it. So I still feel like he's trying to get that down the field ball and just kind of not worried about the shorter routes. But in my opinion, until the O-line I got you, Mingo. I get it in just a second. Until the O-line get it together, it got to be quick game. And I feel like the O-line will get it together, but I feel like it got to be quick game. We can't keep going down the field, and they can't protect you. Somebody got to make an adjustment. Not necessarily him, but somebody do.
Right.
But he did make some good throws. 3 in particular. Slot fade to Zay that he threw and made sure he got there before the cover 2 safety could get there. The fade to Odell over his left shoulder, that was great. And he threw a ball to Bateman over the middle that got over the linebacker, but right to Bateman. So he had 3. Now I'm sure he had other good throws, but them 3 throws stood out to me, the most part. So I give him a C because he knows he got to put that damn ball away. Right. He got to put that ball away. Like, he was 5 yards in front of the line of scrimmage and still holding like he was going to throw it. Because I thought he was close to the line of scrimmage. When I looked at it today, he had got 5 yards before the dude even touched him. Luckily, Zeitler got back on that. And then the one where I looked like he was going to try to throw another bubble to Zay, and it just fell out of his hands. And so I give him a C. What about you, B?
I went first.
Oh, you went first. B went first.
Yeah.
See, I'm still looking for Mike. That sixth voice. All right, so let's go to running back. We all know JK tore his Achilles and supposed to be having surgery Friday. If I'm not, did I read that right? Friday.
Yeah.
And so the good thing about that is, which is ain't much good about it, is that Cam Akers came back in 6 months. Cam Akers tore his in June or July, played in the Super Bowl. The same Super Bowl that Odell got hurt in. Cam had tore his ACL prior to that season started and came back and played in the playoffs and whatnot. And then when I did the math, even if we get to the Super Bowl, that still will be a few months short of JK coming back. So we quite possibly, maybe, have seen the last of JK in the Ravens because he's not on the contract after this year, right?
He is not.
We quite possibly could have seen the last of J.K. Dobbins. Hope not.
Yeah.
Hell no, it's done.
Most likely, yeah. Yeah, I think
done.
so.
But let's talk about the running back group and him as a whole.
Not great overall. And they did good. I mean, look, they did what they needed to do, right? They punched it in the red zone. I thought J.K. started out really well, and obviously he got hurt. Justice came in, he was fine. Gus Edwards had a couple of runs, but they didn't really lean on that too much. Lamar was still the leading rusher, but it wasn't a G-roll type of leading day, right? He finished, I think, 38 yards.
38, yeah.
And a lot of those weren't drawn up plays. I think none of them were drawn up plays, to be honest. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. But they didn't need to do much, but they didn't do much. You know what I mean? So I give them like a C+.
Yeah, it's tough. I'll give him a B. Only because the fact that we're going to have to start including Lamar in this equation as a running back, also as a quarterback, because JK was the life of this running back room. Like, he runs hard and he gets yards. He makes people miss. To me, just looking forward, what are they going to do? Because it seemed like that little mishap with Gus Edwards kind of put him in a doghouse and they started relying more on Justice Hill. Now that JK's done, what are they going to do? Are they going to start Justice? Are they going to start Gus? Because Gus came in towards the second half and started having some pretty good runs. I just don't know what the dynamic was going into him sitting for so long. Because I would think you at the goal line, you want your big back in there.
Right.
Not your scat back, but but I give him a B. I think that they did.
Is he in the doghouse or what?
He can't be now because your only other option is Melvin Gordon.
Slippery Melvin Gordon?
Yes.
Slip and slide hands?
Slip and slide records. Hey. What else Gus? So now Gus has to play.
Yeah, he do.
Leonard Fournette? Nah, Leonard Fournette can stay where he at.
Yeah, I'm. This is one of them times I'm like, I'm cool with my guys. Give me Melvin Gordon until week 4, well, week 5, when Keaton can come off the IR. So just put Melvin Gordon in a uniform. Don't actually let him touch the ball. Don't actually let him touch the ball, just in case, until week 5. And then when Keaton come back, Melvin, you put your ice back on and chill over here with Harbaugh like you was yesterday. That's why I am with the running backs. Hill had 2 touchdowns. Dobbins had a touchdown before he got out of there. And Gus provided us with a little something. Zay had 2 rushes. Now, we didn't see a lot. I think one of y'all mentioned about Lamar running a lot. Those 2 rushes they had, I thought they were jet sweeps until I went back and looked at them. They were actual power reads. So there was the potential for Lamar to run the ball there, but the end kind of crashed down, so he did the right thing to hand it off. But I didn't think we were going to call any quarterback runs, but we definitely called 2 of them. It just so happened that it looked like jet sweep because of what the defense gave us. So we still had 2. 2 ain't bad. 2 out of, unlike what we used to get last year, 15. And I like the fact, like Jose said, Lamar get his rushing yards from people downfield being covered. Then you can scramble like that. I'd rather him get yards that way anyway than a lot of design runs.
Yeah, instead of Lamar being the power back on 3rd down or 4th down.
Right.
I'll say one thing. we talk about a lot how running backs are devalued, and particularly in Baltimore, where you have the threat of Lamar running, and it makes things easier for the Ravens running backs than guys on other teams. But man, looking in the chat and hearing y'all talk, it sounds eerily like, man, just give Prochet and Tylan Wallace some run. We'll be good.
Let's not talk about the people that are not here.
One of them's here.
Well, you can talk about Tylan Wallace,
but I'm talking about in the past.
I mean, it doesn't have to be Tylan Wallace. It could be Dez. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Let's get our third string running back and the undrafted free agent out there who's 50 pounds soaking wet, and they're gonna carry us home. How about you call the Colts? If you think that you're trying to win a Super Bowl,
you think EDC gonna give up draft capital?
Oh, I know he's not. But I'm just saying, if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, if that's what you're trying to do, then go get players who are worthy of that goal.
Somebody must have said it, because I saw Bobby Trossett. I saw his thumbnail that says NFL Insider says this is what the Ravens need to do, and they had a picture of
it was I don't want to say it was Rappaport. I forget who it was, but they were talking about how the trade talks for Jonathan Taylor are going to resume this week, and they were saying that in the segment when they were talking about JK going down and how the Ravens should be kind of in that because they're a contender and all this stuff. But I mean, are you desperate to keep that late first round pick?
Well, I don't think
so. I mean, I don't think Taylor's going to be 100% either. Like, I don't think that. Like, I think he might be damaged goods already. Not to say that it's over for him, but to give up a first round pick for him, I don't think he's worth it.
I mean, you gave a second round pick for the dude that just went out, right? Like, you ain't getting nothing from him.
I don't think he's going to go for a first round pick.
Yeah.
I mean, we picked him though, but we don't have to pay him and then give up a first round pick for him. A second round pick and a first round pick is way different.
I think that's what it'll take. They saying they want a first round pick. Nobody's going to give up a first round pick for a running back. I think a second round pick would get it done.
Now you know who didn't cost the first any round pick? Dalvin Cook. He's
The guys on my screen right now.
This is what we're always talking about, right? When you don't make the move and you wait, then you end up having to pay more.
They cost more.
And look, according to Jonathan Taylor, he said he was fine already. They were trying to put him on PUP list as essentially punishment, right? Mm-hmm. But you only need him to hold up for a year. Now, if he is Jonathan Taylor for this season and you win a ring, what does it matter?
Right. Yeah, if you win a ring.
Yeah.
But then if you don't, then you gave her your first round pick for a 1 year rental or running back.
No more Oweh picks.
I mean, Oweh played well. Oweh played well yesterday.
So
he played better than Jonathan Taylor did.
So we had to. This is what we have to ask ourselves. Are we all in to win a Super Bowl now? Right? 'Cause that's what it comes down to. Like, there's going to be some risk.
No.
I'm not saying Jonathan Taylor is the answer, but at some point, what are we missing? And if we're a couple pieces away, then you gotta do what you gotta do to make that run, right? And we just keep passing up on that stuff. I think we should have been all in on bringing in D-Hop, right? Mm-hmm. I thought we should have been. I mean, we could have been all in on bringing Mike Evans before we drafted Zay Flowers. That pick could have gone somewhere else. But there's a lot of things we could have done. We could have gotten Dalvin Cook. There's a lot of things we could have done this offseason to really kind of put us over the top, and we didn't pull the trigger on that. So how serious are we about winning at the end of the day versus just hoarding some picks for later on so we can say we got a value pick?
Well, I think in their mind, they think they're doing what it takes to win. In their mind.
Right, but listen, I see somebody in the comments saying, is the Madden salary cap off? Why does the salary cap only matter when it comes to the Ravens? When it comes to these other teams and they make all of these moves, Buffalo paid Stephon Diggs, they played Josh Allen, they went and signed Leonard Floyd, they got Von Miller. The salary cap only seems to matter.
Didn't they just play the defensive tackle too?
Yes.
I forget his name. Goddamn battery.
I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're talking about. And
yeah.
Right. So it just seems like when it comes to the Ravens, that's when we question the salary cap. Like, oh, bro, this ain't mad. We can't go out and get all these players, but other teams can. But then we want to sit out here and get these cheap free agents. We want to get all of these people and make videos that say the Ravens have fleeced the NFL because we have so much depth. But yet and still, when one player goes down, we see we don't have depth. We barely have starters. So no, I don't think that we're all in. We could have made moves. I said this so many times. Go get Dalvin Cook. Man, we got J.K. Dobbins. Well, what if J.K. Dobbins gets hurt? Then we'll just deal with it then. Well, we're here now after one game, and we're stuck.
And the point isn't go get Jonathan Taylor necessarily. I mean, he's just the biggest name running back who is, maybe on the move. The point is go get somebody. Don't say I'm going to rely on a dude in Keaton Mitchell coming back off of IR who's never played in the NFL, and we don't know if he can even be effective.
But you mean Shamar Bridges? You mean another Shamar Bridges?
We're not saying rely on him. We're not saying rely on him. I mean, it's going to be Gus and Justice, and then that third change of pace guy is going to be Keaton Mitchell. It's not like, lean on Keaton Mitchell. Now, if we're talking about giving up a first round pick, I'm on board with that when it comes to a top flight cornerback, but not a running back. I don't think the running back is going to move the needle when it comes to the Ravens Super Bowl chances.
I agree. My whole thing was we didn't have to give up no picks. It was guys out there that were free agents, and we just said, you know what? I'll pass. We could have kept all our draft picks.
But and I understand what you're saying about not wanting to do it for a running back. I disagree with a player like Jonathan Taylor. I think Jonathan Taylor is a difference maker because we're not talking about a guy who's going to try and take you from, above average to contender. We're talking about a guy who you're already a playoff team. I think we all believe that. Right, they're already a contender. We're talking about a guy who can make the couple plays when it matters that make a difference between winning and losing, and that's what Baltimore has lacked. Right, and like I said, it doesn't have to be Jonathan Taylor. It can be whoever it is. I'm just saying they need to identify somebody and go get them because yes, I understand that it'll be a running back by committee. Right, with what you're saying, but when it comes down to it in what is it, January, February, whenever they would be playing, if they're playing the Chiefs. And you need a big play in that moment. Which one of those guys are you turning to give you that? I know Jonathan Taylor can give it to you, right? I don't think the bus can. I don't think. I mean, hopefully, I'm not down on Keaton Mitchell. I'm thinking, hopefully he's that player, but we can do that, right? Now, despite the arguments that I made to Hendo yesterday, I don't believe that Justice Hill can do that. Right?
I think
getting somebody
a complete flip, ain't it?
If look, we still don't know what kind of offense we're gonna be, right? If we're being honest, right? Mm-hmm. Are we gonna lean more towards the pass, like a modern type of NFL team? Is it gonna be 50-50? Or are we still gonna be run heavy? If we're leaning more towards the pass, then that's where the need for a top running back, kind of dwindles a little bit, right? That means we have to hope that Zay Flowers can continue doing what he's doing. We gotta hope that Odell can dial back the clock a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta hope that Bateman stays healthy and continues to shine. Like we gotta really lean on those wide receivers then. And then the running backs just gotta be good enough. Yeah. But if we're still gonna be a run heavy team, this is what we should have always been doing under Giro. We should have been relying on a premier back, if that's what type of offense we're going to run. So if we're getting away from that, less important. But yeah, I mean, be all in. That's all. I think we all agree. We all need to be all in this year.
This year, yeah. And whatever happens next year, we'll figure it out. But now let's make this run. Because it ain't like the windows stay open for a long time.
We got Lamar signed, so the rest of that is easy to figure out.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to I think we can kind of segue to them. Let's go to wide receivers. Wide receiver crew and tight end. I'll start with this one. Put Charlie Kolar on the practice squad. Get my man. What's his real name? Vokalek. We get my man Vokalek in the game because I saw 2 plays where Kolar got destroyed in the run game. Mm-hmm. Then he dropped that wide open pass. Give me Vokalek.
You see, and this is what I'm talking about with making the moves to win too, right? Like Carolina ain't gonna pick him up. Like, what are you doing? You got Hayden Hurst out here. You started Ian Thomas. Why not go get him? But no,
he was there.
He was available, and they were just like, nah. I think that receiver Zay Flowers is everything that we kind of hoped he would be, and what he looked like he could be in training camp and preseason. Didn't see much out of Odell, obviously, but I think the ability is there. When they need him. Outside of those two, just didn't get to see a whole lot. So it'd be kind of incomplete for me.
A play that stood out to me. I mean, he didn't get a lot of targets, but Rashad Bateman, I thought looked pretty good for the targets that he got. The one where he came back to the ball and dove for the catch showed me that he's hungry, right? Like all three of those wide receivers, Odell, Flowers, Bateman, you can feed them the ball, and I think they all understand that when the ball comes my way, I need to make something happen. They're all going to be aggressive, which is why I like that they went out there and got semi-aggressive for wide receivers. What happened, B?
No, Brees Hall fumbled.
I like the fact that Aguilar played a lot too, and they used him to chip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They used him to chip, and that way, if you throw it to somebody in the flex, he's a lot more athletic than 42. Mm-hmm. Even though 42 did some good stuff yesterday when Reiner was getting whooped, and we'll talk about Reiner later. But even though 42 did some good stuff, so
Aguilar had a nice block on Will Anderson too, on a rollout play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think he'll get more involved in a passing game next week. They just didn't use him that much for that in the game, but yeah, I mean tight ends. I think they're pump faking on Isaiah Likely. I just they hyping him up, but every time he gets in the game, they get scared and say, okay, you got your one catch, come out the game, right?
And he wasn't even down on that catch,
right?
He was not down on that catch. That might have been the only target he got.
Yeah,
I think he got 2 targets. I believe.
Likely.
I think he got 2.
I think he got 2.
He only caught the 1, so only got the 1.4 points.
No, it's right here. I'm looking at the stat sheet. The stat sheet say he got 1. Right here. One target, 1 catch, 4 yards.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins had 2 catches for 15 yards. Bateman had 3 catches for 35. Beckham had 2 for 37, and Zay had 9 for 78.
That 2 for 37 is deceiving for Beckham because he played way better than I expected him to. Like he had some speed there. There was some plays left on the field where he didn't get the ball, but I thought he played really well.
That mute button didn't work there, Hendo.
I got you. Now you muted. I got you muted. Let me know when you're ready to come back in. I got you muted, Hendo.
She was not gonna stop talking.
Now, I don't know if you can unmute yourself, but I got you muted, so let me know when you come back in. Go ahead, Chris.
No, she wanted to let her thoughts known too.
Right.
I heard her cursing out Charlie Kohler. But no, the tight ends they were dreadful. Mark, get back soon because likely like the catch that he had, I thought that was definitely going to be a broken tackle because that's what we're used to seeing him do is be able to get those yards after the catch, and the guy just took him down, and you could see after the play he was upset at himself too for letting that dude tackle him and get him to the ground. So with the tight ends we could just move on with them, but the wide receivers, I thought they did well. I already expressed about Odell. He's looked better than I thought, and there's speed there that I didn't think. There's another gear there that I didn't think he had, and there were a few plays where he got behind the cornerback. So obviously he had that long play with the over the shoulder Willie Mays catch.
Yeah,
that was beautiful. I thought he got behind Stingley a couple of times too, but he didn't get the target. So I was impressed with him. Zay, I mean, we don't really have to say much about him because it was all on the field what he was able to do, and you could tell Monken was just happy to have him because it seemed like Monken was just like, I'm gonna get this dude the ball any chance that I can because he was just electric. He could take a short pass and turn it in, making chicken salad out of chicken shit,
Right.
and that's the kind of receiver that the Ravens have been, dying for the last 20 years, it seems like. So, that Zay came came in well for his first game, and Bateman too. Zay talked about the catch where he came back, and I thought he ran a really nice route there because he kind of stuttered. Then he went through, and then he broke his route off when he saw Lamar get out of the pocket, and then he worked his way back to the ball. And that's exactly what you want to see. You don't want to see some doofus out there just standing around, watching Lamar run.
Right.
Work your way back to the ball and make yourself a presentable target. So, I was really happy with the wide receivers, and damn, that's crazy what 365 days could do. Because I know last year we were not saying this shit.
That 2019 wide receiver core wouldn't be doing. They wouldn't have done what we're doing right now. That wide receiver core wouldn't have been working their way back to the ball, drawing pass interference calls, just those little things like I said earlier, Coach, that we need a good veteran on the team for, that understands the game. That's what we're missing that 2019 season.
Yeah, I thought they were the most consistent group on the offensive side of the ball because from the first half to the second half, they were consistent.
I agree. And that shit, we ain't said, since this a year old, we ain't said that ever on this show.
We used to dread talking about it.
Which brings us to our last group.
Hold on, one more thing before we get to our last group. When was the last time and this is for somebody to put in the chat box, or if y'all may know or not, when was the last time a Baltimore receiver had 9 catches? And I'm saying I don't know the answer. I'm just wondering.
Had 9 catches?
Yeah, because they had 9. I don't know the answer. It's not
I'm gonna say Hollywood.
Maybe cute. Yeah, Hollywood.
Did DeMarcus Robinson have something close to that last year?
I think
in
he had
the Bucks game. Oh,
I'm gonna say Hollywood in that Colts game.
Oh,
damn well, Hollywood catch 9 passes in one time.
He may have
in 1 3-hour period, in 1 3-hour stretch. That happened.
All right, now we can transition while we try to figure that out, or while the chat try to figure that out. Let's talk about the O-line. So when you cook spaghetti, and I don't know how y'all do it, but when you boil it or whatever, you take it out and you put it in the strainer. What's in that strainer? Like a bunch of holes, right?
Yes.
O-line. That's what I think of the O-line from yesterday.
That's actually a great analogy, right? Because the O-line was holding the noodles, right? They're like, hey, we're doing our job, but the water was getting through. That's the blitz.
Oh, you want us to stop that too?
To me, they were porous. They made everybody else look bad. They made the running backs look bad. They made Lamar look bad. And they didn't make the receivers look bad because they really couldn't, but they made the whole offense look bad.
So, man, Coach, I'm gonna say the offensive line disappointed me the most. I was told personally by PFF that I had a top 5 offensive line, and I didn't know that they would lie to me, but they did. But no, in all honesty, I think the thing that really disappointed me the most was Ronnie Stanley, and not just because his play, because he got beat like a drum. Like that dude beat him off the first step consistently. I think the thing that most disappointed me with Stanley was he's a leader on that offensive line, and when he got beat, instead of him going back to the quarterback, helping Lamar up or making sure the play was over, he stood there. Like he got beaten, just stood there. And his body language was the thing that threw me off the most. And I'm just like, the rest of the line fed off that. Even Zeitler. Like it was one time Zeitler dove at his man like he was trying to steal first base. And I'm just like, damn.
I saw one play where he gave up a pressure or a sack. And look, he actually went to go help Lamar up. Lamar looked at him. And just got up on, just rolled the other way and got up. So and that he's the leader, like you said, he's the leader.
Linderbaum looked good though.
Yeah, he did.
Because there was you in there when I got excited about that Linderbaum play. Hey, hey, if I was still coaching O-line and I saw my center do that, boy, that damn Linderbaum is awesome, boy.
Yes, he is.
We might
have to go back in the first round and get a guard next year because we hit on those, man. We got them early.
That there Linderbaum is awesome. But he played well until he went out.
Yeah.
And he's the one I hope can play. He's the one I hope can play. I think I won't Ronnie to play, but I think having Mustafa in the game over, I think Mustafa hurt us more than McCarter, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Mustafa hurt us more than McCarter.
Yeah,
Because Mustafa will have to deal with Reader.
All right. Oh, yeah.
And I understand that the Bengals got two decent edge guys, but that pressure up the middle from what Reader gonna do, and with Mustafa right there, that scares me.
Yeah.
That scares me.
For me, I thought the O line, it was a tale of two halves for the O line, because I thought, like you said, Coach, about Ronnie Stanley, in the first half, it looked like he needed to retire. And him and Zeitler, they both struggled like tremendously in the first half. But I thought coming out in the second half, the whole unit, I think they looked way better than they did in the first half. Like, you actually saw a pocket for Lamar to stand in and deliver passes to. So I think, I hope this is what it is from what's on tape, is that it was just rust. Like, because it just seemed like Ronnie just didn't have his feet under him. Like, it was all discombobulated. Like, it didn't look good. And yesterday in the second half, I saw him calm down. I saw him look better. He looked more like the Ronnie that we're used to. Yeah. And the whole line just looked better. And they were actually open up holes too in the run game. And, props to, Hard R Ricard. He did his thing.
Yes, he did. No BS. The way they used Ricard yesterday, it was needed.
Yeah, and that was an adjustment coming out in the second half, because you didn't really see him in the first half.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, you see the O-line just themselves, they played better. But then when they started using him and they started doing multiple things in the run game and also the pass game, you saw it work, and you saw Lamar have more time to operate and the running backs have more room to run. So I'm hoping that's what it was. It was just like, all right, this was our preseason first half, and, we're just the bullets were just going faster than we're used to. And then the second half, it kind of things just slowed down for them, and you kind of see them play how, similar to the way that they played last season.
I think that first drive in the second half is more so once everybody gets on the same page, we'll see more drives like that. It was a mix of some everything. They gave Grenard like 3 different looks the first 3 plays of that drive. So he didn't just have Ronnie Stanley one-on-one to whoop on like he was doing the first half. They gave him 3 different looks, and then they start chipping him. And when they started doing that, Lamar was able to have a little time in the pocket and dissect what he needed to down the field. So,
and I don't know if there's any Texans fans watching this, but you got a good one with Will Anderson.
Oh yeah,
you have a good one.
Yes, and I understand that he was a rookie, and Ronnie should have been doing this and doing that to him, but that's 2-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
He could have been a top 3 pick the last 2 drafts. Like, if he was draft eligible 2 years ago, he would have been a top 3 pick.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he was the second best player in the draft. Period. Over quarterbacks and everybody.
Your first one had a hell of a day too.
Carter.
Yeah, Bryce didn't play that well. I appreciate that though.
What? Huh? Yeah, but Jalen Carter is my number one. He balled, man.
He's everybody's number one.
He balled. He balled. Except B. Which I understand. I understand B. I understand. So anybody else want to finish off O-line? And I got 2 more questions before we get up out of here. We good on O-line?
No, I think Chris is right. We talked about it leading up to the game that they didn't play any of their starters at all during the preseason. They didn't prepare to play week 1, and it really, really showed. I think that moving forward, assuming they get healthy, the offense is going to be fine. The offense is going to be very explosive. I think that Ravens fans should be extremely excited about an offense that is featuring Lamar, not run by Greg Roman, and has Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham. And then even, Rashad Bateman and even Nelson Aguilar. I think Nelson Aguilar is going to be a solid contributor.
Mhm.
And of course, when Mark Andrews gets back, I think they're going to be extremely, extremely difficult to stop.
You forgot Tyler.
I didn't.
Hashtag free Ben Cleveland.
I do also want to say that Josh Allen just threw a terrible interception.
End zone.
Jose.
Oh, damn.
In
Jose.
the end zone.
Yeah.
Check this out, Jose. I give about 5 weeks. If he keep on the trend from yesterday, about 5 weeks.
Go ahead.
And Squirrel Man gonna be in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about John Simpson?
If he keep playing like he played yesterday,
Oh,
I forget what PFF talking about. I know what I saw with my eyes. So about 5, Now if he play better next week, that push my timeline off. But if he don't play well, to give about 4 or 5 weeks, and we're gonna see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I was a little worried about the counterpart to Simpson because he had a rough game.
Tyler did have a rough game.
He
He
had
did.
a rough one.
He did. Now I do think Simpson played better than Zeitler though. And the reason I didn't say much about Zeitler because that normally don't happen.
Mhm.
Zeitler normally
that's
is a
why.
rock.
Yeah, it was strange. It was real strange to see him because he just looked like everything looked fast. Like to them, like they didn't look like they weren't controlling themselves.
Right. So, yeah, that's what I'm good with the O-line as far as I'm not saying they played good as far as with the plan. I like what I saw as far as the plan. We just got to execute better. And again, the only person that even played up there this preseason was Simpson. The only person that played on offense that started was Zay.
Which is why a little bit more concerning that he looked as bad as he did when he played a lot in the preseason.
Mhm.
Right, he is the most prepared. Well, I guess he did look better than Zeitler. So,
Yeah. And one other person, who else on offense played a lot in the preseason?
Zay played a little bit.
Oh no, I was going to say that didn't play. My bad, Makari. Even he was a backup and he didn't play in the preseason
At all.
but a few snaps.
Yeah.
I don't think he played at all.
He played some left tackle.
Did he?
Like the first game, in the 1st game, but it wasn't like
Not much.
It wasn't a lot.
Not much. I see somebody say go after Dylan. You can't go after Dylan because
what?
they number one hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He got
Aaron Jones got hurt.
damn.
On that touchdown run.
Hamstring.
Yep. That long touchdown run he got. He hurt his hamstring.
He made the score. He made sure to score though.
He did, and I appreciate it.
He's like, I
appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I got 2 questions for everybody. Let me get to my banners. All right, what we think about this? Because they sat there and watched what happened Thursday and saw how bad they looked. They was like, all right, sir, what you say you need now? Come on, let's get this worked out. Chris Jones got signed about 2 hours ago. So how bad did the Chiefs defense look for them to come back and be like, okay, come on, let's go and get this out of the way?
I think that's the ironic part. The Chiefs defense didn't look bad. They only gave up 14 points, and they kept pressure on Goff and everything. I just think they know that they need him for the stretch run. They can't go down 0-2, and I just think they because the general Brett Veach said Chris Jones deserves his money. Like he said it all along. He deserves his money. He's gonna get a contract. I'm just not gonna give it to him right now. So I don't understand why you speaking on it in the public. Anyway, it's inevitable. They just did this to kind of smooth it over to get something done. Because like Chris Jones said, like, yo, you're going to pay Pat Mahomes the money he's worth. I'm the quarterback on the defense. Give me my money. Like, they know what they did. They know that they can't win a Super Bowl without him.
Yep. It's 3 dudes that deserve money at that position. He's one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And there are certain players, right, that you can't play with, right? Because it's just in their demeanor. He has played a fulfilling career up to this point. He's made some money. He's won 2 Super Bowl rings. If he doesn't take another snap, his life is fulfilled, right? Like his career is fulfilled. Like he's done everything that he really wanted to do in his career.
He's from a town of about 16 people.
Yeah.
So he's good.
He's good sitting out.
Houston, Mississippi. So he's good.
So somebody like him, when he says, "I'm not showing up till you pay me," no, he means that. And to show that he means that, he's going to go to the game, as a fan and watch the game and watch y'all lose. Like, damn,
I like that.
Hey, kind of looked like he was sitting next to Tony Soprano and his nephew.
How about those his agents?
When you do something like that, you know he means business. So don't play around with him. Go give him his money. And they said they were close anyway. So I mean, just give him what he's asking for and get him back in practice.
Gotcha. Let's see what we have on these likes. Y'all ain't hit y'all need 6 more likes. If you ain't hit the like button yet, hit it. Y'all need 6 more likes for 100 more points.
Yeah,
Last
Antonio, Tyreek Hill too. He's another player. You don't play with him, man. Give him all his. He's worth every penny of that $30 million he's making.
Sure is.
Every penny. Good.
Last topic.
Dolphins look good.
Last topic. This is for everybody. Give me one winner and one loser out of everything that you saw so far this weekend in the NFL. One winner, one loser. Y'all need time to adjust our start.
The entire NFL.
Yeah.
The loser, I'm gonna say the Giants.
The whole Giants.
Well, Saquon in particular, because man, you folded too early, right? Had they taken this beat down with you sitting in the crowd like Chris Jones did, then they'd have been like, you know what, Saquon really is the offense here, and this is what happens when he's not playing. So let's go ahead and sign him. But since you are a part of that debacle, now they're just like, see, we don't need to pay you. Hold out, man. You do all that talking.
We're gonna be trash with L without you.
Yeah. But had they taken that L without him, that'd have been something that they would have been thinking about.
He'd have been in the Chris Jones situation.
Yeah.
What about you? Who's your winner? Probably Chris Jones, huh? Since you went that route with Saquon.
Yeah. He got his money. I'm about to think about that one though. I'm about to think about it. Come back to me.
Okay. Anybody else want to go? Ready to go?
I mean, I think the loser for me has to be JK.
God damn it, Green.
That could, like, I don't want to be like overly dramatic or anything, but that could be the end of him being a starting running back. Period. Not just in Baltimore, because you're talking about a young guy who hasn't put up the numbers, right? Obviously, and that's not all his fault, but he's got a torn ACL. Re-injured the knee a little bit last year, and then now he's got a torn Achilles, and it's just going to be a question for teams of why bother. More so than can he still play? It's going to be why would I bother when I can just draft somebody cheaper, younger, no injuries, blah blah blah. Yeah. So I think JK is the biggest loser from week one, unfortunately. Winners, man. Realizing there's weren't a whole lot of winners this week.
I got you need time to think. I thought of one.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Tua.
I'm
gonna go with Tua.
I thought about Tua.
Yeah,
third biggest game in history.
It's funny because none of y'all are in the second league that I got, but in the second league, I was gonna pick Tua, and the guy that was in front of me went on auto right before it was his turn. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Tua then because he on auto. Well, Tua was the first name left. He picked Tua, and then as soon as he picked him, he came back. He's like, I didn't want no damn Tua. I'm like, damn. I sure did want him. So guess who I ended up with as quarterback?
Who?
Joe Burrow.
Russ. I heard Russ was cooking.
Damn,
cooking for 120 yards or whatever he threw for
out of 44 passes.
Cooking a lean cuisine.
Chef salad.
You got your winner, B?
I'm gonna say weirdly Pat Mahomes. I think he ends up a winner because of how bad they looked. I think they do look to bring in a legit number one wide receiver. Whether or not they get it done, we'll see. I mean, Tampa Bay already disrespected Mike Evans. I'm sure he wants out, but that's neither here nor there. I think that they will look around and at least see what's available for him after the Kadarius Toney put on in particular.
Kadarius Toney was the best player on the Lions.
He was. Like they don't win that game without him. It wasn't Chris Jones or Travis Kelce. It was all Kadarius Toney.
All Kadarius Toney. Exactly.
Okay, for me, winner, I'm gonna have to go with the Cleveland Browns. I think with the way that the NFL is trending right now, with all the offenses struggling, I think their defense showed up. And with them adding Zadarius Smith to that defense, I think until Deshaun Watson gets a little bit better, I'm not sure if he's going to return to form, but while he gets a little bit better, I think their defense is going to carry him. And if they beat Pittsburgh on Monday night, they 2-0 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with the slow starts from everybody else, I think they're the winner. Rodney took my loser, so I'm going to have to go with losers for that it had to be the New York Jets. The media, all the Jets fans put everything on Aaron Rodgers. And if Aaron Rodgers is done for the season, all of that hope, all of that jubilation that New York had goes out the window within 24 hours. So they probably will be the biggest losers in the NFL, depending upon what happens with Aaron Rodgers.
Man, you took my loser. Go ahead, Chris. I got another one though.
My bad.
My loser. Damn, I just had it in my head. I'm gonna start with my winner. All right, because I remember that one. Oh no, my loser. My loser is the Minnesota Vikings.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You lose to one of the front runners for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Like that is at home. Like that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And for them to come out and do that when you have whatever aspirations, delusional aspirations you have, that's pretty damn embarrassing, especially with the best wide receiver in the league. So I think they're the biggest loser in the NFL for that.
Ironically, biggest loser also Tampa Bay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
For winning.
If you're going to tank correctly.
Yeah.
And then a winner. Damn, who the hell was my winner, man? Let me see. Oh, I got it. Detroit. Detroit's my biggest winner. They come out first game of the year, on the road at Super Bowl champs. And, granted, Kadarius Toney did his thing to help them out too. But, they came out in hostile territory and, they won the game. So, that's big for a team like them who's, the last couple of years, they've started off really, really slow. So kudos to them for coming out and getting a huge win. And, I always like it when those NFC teams could beat the AFC foes that the Ravens have. So props to them.
Gotcha. So it's on me. My winner for this weekend has to be the Dallas Cowboys defense. Yeah, they
ain't won enough already.
They look like I said the defense. They looked like gang busters yesterday. And I understand, the Giants maybe don't have the best O-line, but shoot, they when they stuck Marquise Bell, which is the safety that played at FAMU, they put him at linebacker beside Van Der Esch. And so every time Saquon try to leak out, he got a guy just as fast as him running with him. And they still was stopping the run and the pass with that front five. I'm like, these dudes loaded if they keep playing defensively. Now, Dak may hurt them, but I think the Dallas Cowboys defense is my winner for the week. My loser for the week is the Bengals offense. Jamar, yappity yap, yappity yap, yappity yap, yap. And even after they lost, he still was talking.
Had the nerve to call them soft.
You're right. He still was talking.
You put up 80 yards, bro.
So my thing is, hey, that's they, and I know they're gonna come out firing next week. So we gotta get our shit together. So because I know they're gonna be, they scored 3 points versus Cleveland, and they're gonna try to score 75 Sunday. And it's defense got to come back like it was, and the offense just got to get their stuff together. So
yeah,
that's where we at. So everybody hit their winner and loser, right?
Yep.
All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna end this thing up. Let everybody find out where they can get your stuff, and we'll start with you, Chris.
I did something over the weekend. I wrote a little thing about college cornerbacks.
Okay.
Some prospects for the 2024 draft. I did a top 5 ranking with about 5 honorable mentions of players who I've watched so far. So go check. It's on my Twitter. In the pin thing, I don't know. It's on the Deep Cover blog, whatever, but it's on my pin. Chris just joking. It's my pin tweet, so you could check that out. You could hit me up in 7 months and tell me how wrong I was and how stupid I am. But check that out. Because the Ravens gonna need some cornerbacks. I'm sure there's other teams in the NFL that need cornerback help because you could never have too many. So please go check that out.
I'm gonna put it in the chat for you, Chris.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Way better than I am.
Hendo, let the people know where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on the Rogue Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Make sure you go out, listen to them. Give me a 5-star rating, help me build this thing up. You can find me on Sunday evenings doing a live stream at 8 p.m. Also on Tuesdays with my man, Mr. Galloway, at 8 p.m. We do a live stream on Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, talking all things hip-hop, especially old school hip-hop, predominantly old school hip-hop. So if you like that, make sure that you come on over.
So I did link everybody. I forgot I set this stream up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's why y'all got that alert this early. So I did link everybody stuff in the description. So everybody's link is in the description. Go ahead, Jose B.
Yes, we are the Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Overtime Show, which you can find on our Patreon at patreon.com/LBHT Show. And you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT Show. Also, if you're a boxing fan, Ring Kings Podcast is where you want to go. We do a show with our brother OTR Mike, who's not here tonight, but it's been a little while. I promise you, it's still active. We're still active there. We're going to have some new content shortly. So if you haven't signed up, even if you are a casual fan, you know a couple of names here and there, that's fine. All are welcome. As Mikey would say, it's only the best boxing podcast out there. So Ring Kings Podcast, go subscribe today. And speaking of OTR Mike, who's not here, he's got a podcast, Open Mic with OTR Mike, where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter who it is, where it is, or what it is. So go check him out. He's also going to be back soon with a lot more episodes. This man's been working like 80-hour weeks. So very busy, but his schedule's starting to wind down now. He's got a lot of topics lined up that he's getting ready to fire out. So subscribe. We all have audio podcasts here, so make sure you follow, give us 5-star reviews, all that good stuff.
Shout out to Chris for dropping the 5. He said just supporting. I appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate it. And that's white, right? Make sure I get the points to who they're supposed to. Yeah, it picked it up. Chris, there we go. So obviously y'all know y'all can find me here. But right before we went on, I dropped a little something on for the streets. I want to share it. I'm just gonna share the thumbnail with you. I dropped this for the streets. So, you ain't got to be a fan. I'm not saying be a fan of the Browns. I'm just saying this is the type of stuff I do on the other channel. Yeah, I got Myles Garrett over there. I got some stuff from the Lions and Chiefs game. So, if you do not follow Morris at the Tally, please go over there and do so. And again, I just dropped this today. So if you don't mind, go over there. We're trying to get that channel to 1,000. All right. So, and it's just football content. That's the other 31 teams. And if y'all like my Ravens breakdowns, I'm kind of breaking down stuff for other people. And Streamlabs is right on time with the link. Look at Streamlabs on point. Streamlabs on point. Sometimes. So, any of y'all got parting words?
Hey, we too. We're on to Cincinnati, man. If they trying to put up 50, man, pin your ears back. They want to pass the ball. Let that play into your defense's hands.
Yep. All right. Get after it. No, I can't use that. I might get demarked if I say that. But everybody good with the closing comments? So what you got, Hendo? I see your face.
Oh no, yeah. I was just gonna say, make sure we get that bubble wrap. Put Brandon Stevens in it. Protect him at all costs. We're gonna need him for this next game.
Gotcha. So I appreciate everybody for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, the collective us. And we'll see you guys again next Monday at 9. Maybe Brodney will be here. Maybe he won't.
Maybe he won't.
Maybe he won't. Maybe by 9 o'clock. The Panthers are so far ahead that he will join us.
God damn.
Yeah, that'll be so.
First of all, don't jinx my team like that. Second of all, if they're that far ahead, I'm definitely watching till the end. How many times in the last 25 years you think we've been able to see that?
True. Well, the invite will be there. You just pop in when y'all done.
Okay, yeah.
Just pop in when y'all done. Pop in and pop out.
10:30
Hopefully we'll be
so.
finished by then. So
Yes.
hey, I appreciate everybody. This is episode 9/11/2023. I stopped numbering them. I just give them dates. So we'll see y'all next Monday. And don't forget to support everybody throughout the week. Hit everybody's socials up. Watch their videos. Share their videos. Comment. Tip. All that good stuff. Support the what you call that, Jose? The round table. The round table approved content creators.
Yes, the RoundUP approved content. Okay, all the RoundUP approved content creators, the ones that we give a sample approval for. Go ahead and subscribe and support.
Because everybody up here, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna end it. Everybody up here gives back to you guys in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Facts.
Everybody. So keep that in mind when you're passing your views out. So I appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all next Monday. Peace.